Okay, as it is 7 o'clock, let's go ahead and get started with our meeting, please. Would everyone please rise and face the flag? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, everyone. Couple housekeeping notes. One, if you have a cell phone, if you would be so kind as to turn it off or silence it during the meeting. Second, someone wishes to, from a member of the public wishes to address the board, there's a point in the agenda in which to do that. There are slips of paper outside, right outside of the room there. If you just go ahead and fill that out and then turn it in to me, that would be great. So with that, let's go ahead and get started with reception of visitors. Item 2.1 agenda. Are there any? No? Okay. Item 2.2, non-agenda visitors. I have one slip. That is from Emily Choi. Thank you for putting the pronunciation on there. I'm sure I would have butchered that. Go right ahead.
Do you want to do roll call?
Oh, yeah, that's right. How about a roll call? Who's here? Callie?
John Hedges.
Here.
Cheryl Armstrong. Here. Heidi Larson. Ashley Overton. Here. Erica Weaver. Here. Jacob Uphoff.
Here.
Dale Ryder.
Here. Okay, thank you guys for catching me on that. Now, Ms. Choi?
Sure, thank you. Good evening, my name is Emily Toy. I'm the parent of a middle school student. I'm here tonight to address a troubling pattern I've noticed over the past school year, repeated disparaging comparisons between Mattoon schools and Chicago public schools. I understand that comparisons between school districts can spark strong feelings, especially when we care deeply about our kids. But when I hear, and I quote, that it's problematic that CPS students are outperforming Mattoon students, I feel like we're losing sight of something bigger. Just for starters, Mattoon has 16,000 residents. Chicago's the third largest city in the country with almost 3 million people. We serve 3,000 students. They serve over 300,000. Our budget is about $50 million. Theirs is $9.9 billion. We spend $15,000 per student. They spend $20,000. Our starting teacher salary is $40,000 a year. Theirs with a bachelor's is $65,000. Chicago students grow up with access to numerous museums, dozens of public libraries, public transportation, and world-class universities. So we've got different challenges. When we take a step back and look at the differences in scale, it shouldn't be surprising that CPS students might outperform Mattoon students in some areas. What's more important is this: why is it being labeled and framed as a problem, or why has it been by an outgoing board member who's unfortunately not here tonight? Why is it such a problem if students in another district, any district, are succeeding? Let's imagine this from another angle. How would we feel if some people running for school board in another town used us as a negative example on campaign materials during public board meetings and in numerous targeted social media videos, insinuating that our kids don't deserve to succeed, only their kids do? I think many of us would feel insulted, like our kids were being unfairly judged and put on blast. Whether the intent was there or not, it's the impact that matters. CPS serves a significant Black and Latino population, while Mattoon is mostly white and rural. When someone claims it's a problem that these students are outperforming ours, they're not just making a comparison. They're reinforcing harmful narratives about who deserves success and who doesn't. That kind of messaging is not only irresponsible, it's unprofessional, and it's unacceptable. If we're truly committed to improving outcomes for Mattoon students, let's do so with humility and curiosity, by learning from others, not tearing them down. What kind of message are we sending to our kids when we insinuate to them, kids up north shouldn't be more successful than you, you're better than they are? What is that teaching them? That's quite an entitled way of thinking. We can take pride in our kids without tearing down other kids. And if we want to improve, let's compare ourselves to districts that are similar in size and structure, places like Carbondale, Mount Vernon, or Effingham. Each one of us, to varying degrees, must reflect on how we talk about other communities and how what we say reveals our own values. I believe in Mattoon, I believe in our kids, and I believe we're perfectly capable of holding our district to high standards without reinforcing harmful, inaccurate stereotypes or resorting to comparisons that diminish other kids in the process. If we wouldn't appreciate someone talking about our students that way, we shouldn't be talking about another district that way either. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Toy. We will move on to item 3 on the agenda. The consent agenda requires board action. Item 3.1, approval of the minutes for the regular board meeting of April 8th, 2025. That's the only item on the consent agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda? Motion from Ashley Overton, second from John Hedges. Any discussion among the board?
Yeah, just real quick, I'll probably abstain since I wasn't here.
Fair enough. Callie, you call the roll?
Yeah, Armstrong,
Yes.
Larson, Overton.
Yes.
Weaver, Uphoff,
Abstain.
Hedges,
Yes.
and Ryder.
Yes. Moving on to item 4, recognition of retiring board members. As I think most everyone knows, there are 2 board members who are departing their service tonight from the school board. The first who is not with us is Dr. Heidi Larson. The second who is with us is Erica Weaver. Erica, this is your opportunity if you'd like to say a few words.
Thank you to the staff of the district, the parents. I appreciate you. I hope that you get what you deserve out of the service of the board members and the administration, but I will miss you all. Dr. Hill is not here. And I texted her because I really wanted to see her, but I do. I appreciate it. And everything that I did from my heart. I only served from my heart, so.
Thank you. On behalf of the Board of Education and the staff and the residents of the school district, thank you for your service. Item 5 on the agenda, it is now time to adjourn sine die the work of the current board. Do I have a motion to adjourn sine die? Motion from Ashley Overton. Is there a second?
Yes.
Second from John Hedges. May roll call, Callie, please.
Larson, Overton.
Yes.
Weaver.
Yes.
Uphoff,
Yes.
Hedges,
Yes.
Armstrong,
Yes.
Ryder.
Yes. Item 6, the oath of office. We will bring up the 4 new members of the school board, or the newly elected school board members. From Lafayette Township, Jeff Branson, if you guys would just stand in a row right here in front of us and face the crowd. And need a bottle of water, the oath is really long, you might need that. That's right. Dave Earp from Mattoon Township. John Hedges, also from Mattoon Township. And Jake Uphoff from Paradise Township. Yeah, we did the copies of that.
Just hold on up.
So,
My job, right?
okay, so whenever you guys would like to start. In unison.
All right, Jacob, I solemnly swear that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of member of the Board of Education of the Mattoon School District in accordance with the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Illinois, and the laws of the State of Illinois, to the best of my ability. I further swear that I shall respect taxpayer interests by serving as a faithful protector of the school district's assets. I shall encourage and respect the free expression of opinion by my fellow board members and others to seek a hearing before the board, while respecting the privacy of students and employees. I shall recognize that a board member has no legal authority as an individual, and that decisions can be made only by a majority vote at a public meeting. I shall abide by majority decisions of the board while retaining the right to receive changes in such decisions through ethical and constructive channels. As part of the Board of Education, I shall accept the responsibility for my role in the equitable and quality education of every student in the school district. I shall foster with the board extensive participation of the community, formulate goals, define outcomes, and set the course for Mattoon School District. I shall assist in establishing a structured environment designed to ensure all students have the opportunity to attain their maximum potential through a sound organizational framework. I shall strive to ensure a continuous assessment of student achievement in all conditions affecting the education of our children in compliance with state law. I shall serve as education's key advocate on behalf of students and our community schools to advance the vision for Mattoon School District. And I shall strive to work together with district superintendent to lead the school district forward, fulfilling the vision of the board has created, fostering excellence for every student in the areas of academic skills, knowledge, citizenship, and personal development.
Gentlemen, congratulations. Right now with Mr. Earp and Mr. Branson could come up and take the vacant seats. Is that okay? Yep. All right, and then in May, we'll talk about seating and more. Thank you, Callie. Next up is, that was item 6. Item 7 on the agenda, reorganization of the board. That's the election of the board officers. First order of business. So election. Pro tem. Yes. We need to elect a president pro tem and a secretary pro tem who will serve to oversee the election of the president. After the election of the board president, the newly elected board president will oversee the election of the vice president and the secretary. So nominations are open for the temporary office of the president pro tem.
Can I nominate you as the president pro tem?
Are there any other nominations for that? Okay, is there a motion to close nominations?
Yes.
Motion, close nominations, second by Ashley Overton. We can roll call on that.
We do.
Callie, roll call on the motion to close nominations for the office of president pro tem.
Armstrong,
Yes.
Branson,
Yes.
Earp,
Yes.
Hedges,
Yes.
Overton,
Yes.
Uphoff,
Yes.
Ryder.
Yes. Okay, now, we need a roll, no, we don't. Okay, yeah, since there's only one name in nomination.
We gotta do
Yes.
this secretary.
I have to.
Yeah, but you need the action first.
Yeah, I'm taking a roll call. I will entertain a motion to elect Gail Ryder as president pro tem for purposes of the election of the president.
Motion.
Second. Second, Tom Hedges. Discussion? Callie, let's call the roll on the motion to elect by acclamation.
Branson,
Yes.
Earp,
Yes.
Hedges,
Yes.
Overton,
Yes.
Uphoff,
Yes.
Armstrong,
Yes.
Ryder.
I'll say.
Did we just do it?
Now we have to close the nominations and then we have to actually elect some.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
That's, we're gonna be doing, yeah.
It's gonna be a
It's
lot.
gonna be something like that. Okay, now we will move on to item 7.1, which is election of the board president. Nominations are open for that.
I nominate
Oh, go ahead, sorry.
Question first.
No, go ahead.
I'm new.
First.
I
Since Callie's already recording, is it okay to nominate?
Secretary, I'm sorry.
Tell you,
Excuse
the
me,
secretary.
excuse me. I skipped a step. We also need to elect a secretary pro tem. for purposes of electing the board president. I will nominate Callie Cullen for that. In fact, I did this 2 years ago. Is there a second?
Yes.
Second from Jacob Hoff. Are there any other nominations? If not, motion to close nominations. Motion from Ashley Earp. Second from Dave Earp. Callie, call a roll on closing the nominations for the position of Secretary Pro Tem.
Okay, Erb,
Yes.
Hedges,
Yes.
Overton. Yes. Uphoff,
Yes.
Armstrong. Yes. Branson,
Yes.
Ryder.
Yes.
Can I take a quick time out to make sure that we recorded this correctly? So Ryder made the nomination for Secretary Pro Tem of California, seconded by
Me.
Jake. And the motion to close was Overton, seconded by Earp. Thank you.
Okay, starting the roll call on that. So since there's only one name in nomination, is there a motion to elect Callie Cullen as Secretary Pro Tem by acclamation? Cheryl Armstrong moves so, second by John Hedges. Any discussion? Callie?
Hedges,
Yes.
Overton. Yes. Uphoff,
Yes.
Armstrong. Yes. Branson,
Yes.
Erb,
Yes.
Ryder.
Yes. Okay, now we have elected the President Pro Tem and the Secretary Pro Tem. Now we are going to move on to item 7.1, election of the board president. Nominations are open for the position of board president.
I'll make a nomination to Dale Ryder as president.
Are there any other nominations?
I would like to nominate Ashley Overton.
All right. Are there any other nominations? Okay, is there a motion to close nominations? Motion from John Hedges, is there a second to close nominations? Cheryl Armstrong. We need a roll call to close nominations, please, Callie.
Uphoff,
Yes.
Armstrong.
Yes.
Branson,
Yes.
Erb,
Yes.
Hedges,
Yes.
Overton. Yes. Ryder.
Yes. Okay. Let's go ahead and proceed to the roll call to elect the board president. Callie? And you'll announce the last name. What's that?
You need to let your members know how.
Announce the last name of the person for whom you are casting for board president.
Okay, Armstrong,
Overton.
Branson,
Ryder.
Erb,
Ryder.
Hedges,
Ryder.
Overton. Ryder. Uphoff,
Ryder.
Ryder.
Overton. We have a tally. Tally, sorry.
That's five affirmative for Ryder, 2 affirmative for Overton.
All right. Now, let's move on to election of the board vice president, item 7.2 on the agenda. Nominations are open. I will nominate Ashley Overton for the office of vice president. Are there any other nominations? Second by Brooke. Any other nominations? Is there a motion to close nominations? Cheryl Armstrong moves to close nominations. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Jeff Branson. Roll call to close nominations, please, Callie.
Branson,
Yes.
Erb,
Yes.
Hedges,
Yes.
Overton. Yes. Uphoff,
Yes.
Armstrong.
Yes.
Ryder.
Yes. Now, we'll go ahead and do the roll call for election of the board vice president. Just follow the same procedure. When your name is called, now just say the last name of the individual. Whoop, wait a minute, there's only one person nomination. So I actually will make a motion to elect Ashley Overton as vice president of the school board by acclamation. Is there a second?
Yes.
Second by John Hedges. Second by John Hedges. Discussion on the board. Callie, roll call on the motion to elect Ashley Overton, vice president of the board by acclamation.
Erb,
Yes.
Hedges,
Yes.
Overton. Uphoff,
Yes.
Armstrong,
Yes.
Branson,
Yes.
Ryder.
Yes. Congratulations.
Thank
you. Now, item 7.3, electing the secretary of the board. Nominations are open for secretary for the Board of Education.
I'd like to make a motion on that for Jake.
John Hedges nominates Jake Uphoff for
Second.
position of board secretary, second by Cheryl Armstrong. Are there any other nominations? Seeing none, is there a motion to close nominations? Motion from Ashley Overton, second.
Second.
Second from Dave Earp. Callie, can you call the roll, please?
Hedges,
Yes.
Overton,
Yes.
Uphoff,
Yes.
Armstrong,
Yes.
Branson,
Yes.
Earp,
Yes.
and Ryder.
Yes. Okay, so as there is only one name in nomination, I make the motion that we elect Jake Uphoff as secretary of the Mattoon School Board. Is there a second?
Yes.
Second by Ashley Overton. Is there any discussion? Callie?
Overton,
Yes.
Uphoff,
Abstain.
Armstrong,
Yes.
Branson,
Yes.
Earp,
Yes.
Hedges,
Yes.
Ryder.
Yes.
Congratulations.
That completes the election of the officers. The last item on the agenda under reorganization of the board is board action to establish the board meeting dates, time, and places.
7.4,
The recording secretary,
which is Cal.
we just assumed that Callie would do it. Okay. All
Assume.
right. Yeah. I am, yes, that's right, we got an electric, so she has to stay. Oh, you appoint, all right. I'm going to make a motion that the board appoint Callie Cullen as the recording secretary. Is there a second?
Yes.
Second by John Hedges. Any discussion on the board? Now's your chance to say whether you don't want it or not. Say pass. Sorry, let's call the roll on this one.
Okay, Uphoff,
Yes.
Armstrong,
Yes.
Branson,
Yes.
Earp,
Yes.
Hedges,
Yes.
Overton,
Yes.
Ryder.
Yes. Now, item 7.5, board action to establish the board meeting dates, time, and place for the 2025-2026 school year. Tim, you want to?
Dave, would you mind just popping that up there? I think it's on the second tab there, third tab. Just to, this will be up on the website, if pending board approval, it'll be up on the website tomorrow for those of you to see and the public to see. Just one thing of note, it's been brought to the administration's attention that the typical June 30th meeting at the end of the school year, which is traditionally held for the amendment of the current year's budget, that date has been suggested to be moved from noon time to the closest close of business day prior to June 30th, the last fiscal day in the evening. So I just want to point out that's a slight difference than what has occurred in the past. So the proposal from the board has been to move that to the Monday, June 29th at 5 p.m. 2026. So just wanted to share that so everyone's aware.
And just to add a comment to that, that move was made so that more people have the opportunity to attend that final budget meeting if they would like to do so.
Quick question on that. In past meetings, I think when Tom was, he said it closest to the end of business day to make it so they can get everything paid. Is that gonna be like a problem for you, or is that something that?
I think we'll be fine. I mean, we're finishing up by 10 o'clock the next morning anyway. So I think if we have all day the day before to get it ready for 5 o'clock, we can go later on the day on the 30th because it has to be submitted to ISB by the end of the business day on the 30th. So I think having on the evening of the 29th at the end of the business day, I think we'll have a really, really close estimate as to where we're going to be. So,
Okay. Last question, only for scheduling purposes, and it's okay if everyone's not okay with this. 5 p.m., I usually get off at 6 p.m. Is it a problem to move it to say 6:30? Or,
That's up to the board.
I would like to hear from Is that an accuracy issue in terms of numbers?
Nope.
Okay. Then to help ensure that John Hedges can attend the meeting, I'm going to suggest that we revise that start time on June 29th to 6:30 PM. Is that enough?
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
Well, I mean,
6:30, 7, it doesn't matter. As long as it's past the 6 PM mark, I can make it.
Would it just be easiest to remain consistent with the 7 PM?
probably 7 PM it is.
Okay, we'll make that change, and I guess if we can denote that, Callie, we'll make that change for the board to then approve that.
Now, we have traditionally gone to different buildings for these meetings. We'll have the flexibility to do that. All we're doing here is approving a template.
Yep.
And then we can amend that as the year goes along, correct?
Yeah, and one of the things in discussion with that, as you guys probably well know, it's pretty challenging for us to move meetings from this location to other locations, especially when we're streaming. So I think the purpose in at least outlining this and for the board, seeking the board's approval, is if we wish to change that, we can do that at any time as long as we give the 48 hours notice. So that's the purpose in just selecting this as the primary location and 7 PM being the time of those meetings.
I also wanted to point out for everyone too, that the November meeting is on the 12th, on a Wednesday.
Yep.
Because of
Thanks, Sharon.
Veterans Day, so that's an unusual thing.
Okay. Any other discussion about the schedule? All right, then, subject to the change from 5 PM to 7 PM, is there a motion to approve the schedule as it's been presented? Motion from Ashley Overton, is there a second? Second from Cheryl Armstrong, is there any discussion amongst the board? If not,
Armstrong, Branson,
Yes.
Erb,
yes.
Hedges,
Yes.
Overton,
Yes.
Uphoff,
Yes.
Ryder.
Yes. Okay, okay, it appears that completes the public portion of the board's business this evening. We are going to retire into executive session. We are retiring into executive session to discuss matters pertaining to collective bargaining with Maximum Education Support Personnel Association, UAW Local 2384, and to discuss matters pertaining to the sale and purchase of property. When we return from executive session, we will return only for the purposes of adjourning the meeting, which we're required to do. There will be no substantive action taken by the board after we return. You're welcome to hang out and make sure that that's what we do, but I'll tell you that. So I expect most of you won't, so have a good evening.
We'll plan the meeting here, board, so maybe about every board turns it into.
I made a motion to adjourn to executive session.
Motion to adjourn.
Leave it.